What makes an elite sprinter fast? Enabling them to achieve almost ultrahuman performances while everyone else's performance either never reaches that level or progresses very slowly. Is it their muscles, their genetics, their facilities, or maybe their strength? To be honest, none of these are the real reason. In a 2017 BBC interview, Usain Bolt himself said, "I was never the strongest in the gym, but my execution was perfect." And what if I told you that's not even the full story? Well, keep listening. Today I'm going to tell you what actually makes you fast and what makes you slow. Imagine an athlete whose 100-meter timing is around 13 seconds and they want to complete it in 10 seconds. Is that even possible? Absolutely not. Not without the right direction. I've seen it many times. Athletes with great strength, power, and everything else. Yet they can't break the 10-second barrier. In simple words, they don't even come close to what they think is possible. The reason? Training. Athletes who have strength, power, everything, yet can't break the 10-second barrier in the 100 meters. Looking at them, it seems like the body is ready, but the nervous system and technique aren't. Usain Blake IWF interview 2018 said, "It's not about muscles. It's about how you train your nervous system." Science says, ultra-elite speed comes only when ground contact time is below 0.09 seconds. Optimizing vertical and horizontal ground reaction forces is crucial. This is the real engine behind every stride. But here's a question. If training is so important, then what about those athletes who didn't even have facilities yet still reach high levels? Let me tell you, that's completely false. 95% of athletes have no clear idea about training. They just copy other people's workouts, like wearing your dad's shoes that aren't even your size or a shirt that doesn't fit every time. It doesn't guarantee results. Among the remaining 5%, 3% plateau at a certain level. Their performance becomes flat. Out of the 2% left, some get injured and only 1% truly reach a high level. But here's something to remember. Don't make the mistake of thinking you're already in that 1%. If your performance hasn't improved for a long time for any reason, flat progress, injuries, or lack of strength gains, understand that you need the right guidance and proper training direction. So, cut yourself a little slack from that 1%. Sometimes when a person sees themselves as smaller than they are, that's exactly where their growth begins. Now the question is, how do you identify your weaknesses? For that, you need to observe yourself carefully. Some athletes have low vertical force, some have low horizontal force, and some lack strength. You can understand all this through proper comparison. Compare everything, but do it the right way. It's not necessary that just because you lift a lot in the deadlift, you can lift the same in the squat. In my opinion, the best way is to watch the top athletes in your specific event. Observe their strength, height, weight, and movement patterns, and then compare yourself. For example, Trayvon Brommel 100 meters, 1.73 meters, 70 kilograms versus Christian Coleman, 100 meters, 1.75 meters, 74 kilograms. Stats are almost the same, but Brommel focuses more on horizontal power, giving him an early acceleration advantage. Science says horizontal force, early acceleration. Vertical force, maximum velocity phase. Measure your strengths and weaknesses. Compare them with top performers. This comparison will give you a precise direction on which area to focus on to reduce injury risk and boost performance. But remember, strength is the most important factor for most events. Now let's talk what actually makes you fast. It's simple. Nothing external makes you fast. The speed is already inside you. All your performance is already inside you. You just need to know how to unleash it the right way. But without the right training, growth happens in injury, not in performance. Science says neuromuscular coordination and ground reaction force optimization are what enhance sprint performance. Without targeted training, speed naturally hits a plateau. And I've already given the baseline on how to train. If you didn't understand it yet, go back and watch it again. But for now, subscribe, because this was just the surface. I'm planning to bring even more useful videos ahead, and I want to ask you for the next video. I'm planning a video on foot strike, ground reaction force, and acceleration. But you can tell me in the comments, should I go with this topic, or is there a specific weakness you want me to make a video?